Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to Kate's Space. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I have a quick flip through of my December daily journal, which I finally completed. I had a bit of a hold up because I was waiting on a few photos from one of my daughters who had them on her camera, but she's super busy at the moment with work and moving to a new city. So anyway, I have finished, and it's a concertina or accordion style, the first one I've ever made. I'll link the video of me trying to create this, which I did on video, and it was a bit of a disaster in some ways. My pages, for some reason, I couldn't get it to fold, so I extended my pages out past the cover. I don't know why I couldn't get it to work any other way, but I might try another one. You can see it's got super fat, as is usual with all of my journals that I work in, because I use photos and lots of different sort of chunky things. I've kind of come to terms with the fact that that's just how it is, and it doesn't really matter because they're mine. And yeah, so let's have a look inside. The first page is just sort of a little bit of a title page. One of my best purchases this season, or the Christmas season, was the glass glitter that I really wanted last year, but I kind of felt like the postage was just, you know, was a bit expensive. But this year I just went for it, and I'm so glad I did, and I will use that in the future, and possibly not just for Christmas either. This is a digital by Rachel from Roxy Creations. So yeah, that's my first little title page. Day one, I try and normally trim the tree. The other thing I did for this was I decided I was going to use all black and white photos and just see how that worked. Some of them are printed on my computer, on my printer onto gloss paper. Then I ran out of gloss paper, so some of them are on matte photo paper or presentation paper, and some of them are using my little Canon selfie printer. So yeah, I've got a little button, and so these are the things that, you know, these little snippets and things like that, they're the things that really bulk the journal up, and just some writing about my year. And we sent David off on a big long walk with his dog Bryn, and while he was away I went up my usual track, Tomato Peak, with Jet, my dog. So that was day 3. Day 4 is a couple of photos of my grandchildren. There's Ella decorating her tree, just on a little tag that I slipped in there. Favourite little piece of scrap music paper that I've been holding on to. With this lovely digital behind here by Ida Jane Designs. And here's Ella. A lot of the photos have got marks on them, and I just think it's bits of glue, and yeah, so I'm disappointed with that. Valley, Michaela sent a photo through of Valley's first ponytail. And here's some of that really old vintage bonnet that I'd purchased, and so I used some of that. Day 5, I went berry picking. There's a berry farm nearby, and I do it every year, and that's one of my favourite things to do. Because of the terrible weather and rain we had this year, there wasn't a lot of berries to be had before Christmas, but I did enjoy that. And then I made some jam. That's day 6. Day 7 is just some documentation about the Christmas stocking tradition that is in our family, and I used a variety of scrapbooking papers. I did some writing. I made this little sort of tag on a, what do you call it? It's a vintage file folder divider, I guess. And there's some pictures which I popped inside this envelope. These aren't the originals, obviously, and I haven't trimmed them or anything, and I'm wondering about whether I maybe keep the originals in here. I actually lost them for a while. It took me a while to be able to find them, and I thought maybe keeping them in somewhere like this might be a good way of that not happening. And this is a little mini Christmas stocking that my sister and I made. a couple of Christmases ago when I was up north. This is just a little page. Day 8, we had a pair of swallows who built a nest just outside my studio, and so I documented that and just wrote something on that little scrap of paper. Made a little pocket for that to go in, and then there's one of those little swallow birds, or little, yeah, birds from Ruby and Pearl. Love that. I'm really happy with how this journal turned out. Day 9, just a decorative page using this cool foam stuff that I have, and I did a whole lot of stamping on fabric, a pin. So obviously nothing significant happened on that day. It was a pretty quiet December in actual fact. There wasn't a lot to document, but you know, I just had fun playing with my Christmas things. Again, day 10, just a little decorative page. And 11, I made this pocket. There's nothing in it. Waiting for Santa Claus was it's a book page that I've been hanging on to for ages. Haven't used it, so I thought I would use it in this. It was too big, so I actually cut the bottom off and then re-glued it on because I love that font and the whole sort of, yeah, sentiment of it. Day 12, I was at my mum's. December the 12th, I went up to mum's and spent some time with her, and we had a lovely time. And these are a set of photos, they're originals of my mum when she was a wee girl. So that's 12. So 13, I just put this in here. It's just a pocket that I've obviously made. Good to have a record of these things so you remember them, and there's these tags. There's also a video of me making these tags. I can link that. These were really great. I was really happy with them, and so there's just something to remind me next year if I want to make something similar. So that's the end, and then we start again at this side. This is day 14. I'm not sure where we were that day, but just a photo of David and I. Maybe I was going to do some journaling in here, but I haven't. That's okay. I think day 15, I just decided to hang on to this beautiful vintage or antique Christmas card that I had found somewhere, and using this little pocket. Again, all really cool reminders. I mean, I love that, and I would use that again in a journal. So good to have things, a place to store things that are precious to you, but also to remind you to make things. Day 16, I think this was Ella's last day of school. And so that's just her off to school. Yeah, so there's bits of glue stuck to these photos. I think it's this gloss photo paper. Anyway, day 17, we had a bit of a family do down with David's family down in Palmerston North. The first time they've all been together for a while. Day 18 is a record of letters to Father Christmas or Santa Claus, and there's some letters there that I wrote to Santa Claus and some letters that my children have written to Santa Claus. So obviously using pictures of Father Christmas, and this is the spine of the book, which I also wanted to use because, I don't know, I really liked it, and the gold thread that I found at an op shop and used. And was really pleased with how that looks. 19, a little picture of Ella again. Her mum had a look at the state of that. Had a party, a little party for her and a few friends to build some gingerbread houses. So that's what that is. I got some lovely happy mail from some friends. So day 20th of December, and they included these little crocheted stars, which I love. And this beautiful handkerchief. I think there's a little note in there from Barb saying who the happy mails are from, because there was a few of them. Some more of the little bonnet, and Valley and Michaela and Nick on their way to New Zealand for Christmas. And here's a picture of them at visiting Father Christmas, having a photo with Father Christmas. And Brittany's got a photo of Ella with Father Christmas every year since she was a baby. So that's a little tradition that they have. Love that. Here's a picture of David and I and some friends. We went out to a concert on the 23rd. 24th was obviously wrapping up some presents on Christmas Eve, and used some more of this really lovely ribbon that my sister gave me. This is also a piece of paper with this texture paste stenciling on it that I've had for ages that I've never used, so wanted to use that, and this lovely image from the Graphics Fairy. And in here is Christmas Day, so there's David and I on Christmas Day, there's Valley on Christmas Day, Lily and Stefan on Christmas Day, Briley and Albie on Christmas Day. So they sent through some photos, so I've popped those in. On Boxing Day, we went to a concert, a family, you know, like a music festival type thing, just not far from here. We went on our bikes. 27th, nothing happened, so obviously I've just used a piece of book page that I love and this digital. 28th, I picked Ella up from the airport. She arrived early on the 28th, and then the rest of her family, or her stepdad and her mum, arrived later that day. On the 29th, Michaela arrived with Valley, and Albie and Briley also arrived. So we had family for New Year's, which was absolutely amazing. So on the 30th, we went out for lunch at the Mission Winery. That's a copy of an old menu, a Christmas Eve menu that I have found somewhere. 31st obviously was New Year's Eve, and we had a wonderful time New Year's Eve with all the family together. My youngest daughter and her boyfriend turned up on the 31st to surprise me, which was really, really special. Again, this is a piece of paper with that texture, that real foamy gold texture paste on there, and I've just used this Edith Holden page to wrap that up just for fun. So that was that. I'm wondering if maybe in the future I will do December daily just up till Christmas, because I seem to get that far and then I lose steam. But anyway, it's done and I'm really, really happy with it. It's a great, another record. I guess no one really looks through these except for maybe at Christmas, but because I've put some things in there that are ideas and things that I really love, and I love how they've turned out, I probably will go through this and use those things again in Christmas journals. I still am thinking of doing some Christmas crafting through the year. I know there's a few people on YouTube who are doing that, just to keep up, because again, I did leave it a little bit late. Even though I felt like I started early, I still didn't really get as much done as what I had hoped. So that's my December daily. Thanks so much for watching, and thanks to those of you who watched throughout December as I filled this in and made it. I'll link the videos, like I said, that relate to the things that I did do in here, the playlist as well. And I hope you have a really great day. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon in the next video. Bye!